Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua claimed during an interview with the K24 on Monday, January 12, 2026, that the government withdrew his security details, leaving him without state protection. Gachagua described the decision as unjustified and dangerous, arguing that his influence and public standing still warrant security coverage from the state.
It's not safe. Government withdrew security from him despite his senior status in the country. Despite the fact that he was removed from office, he commands a serious following in Kenya. Millions of Kenyans are behind him. Hence, he is a senior leader who deserves protection because of his seniority in public service and his key role in determining.
He told viewers that Rigathi Gachagua is not safe and that the government had withdrawn security from him. Gachagua maintained that although he is no longer in office, his role in public life and the support he commands across the country make him a high-profile figure who should not be left without protection. The Democracy for Citizens party leader emphasized that despite being removed from office, he commands a serious following with millions of Kenyans behind him. He insisted that he is a senior leader who deserves protection because of his seniority in the public service and his key role in determining the next presidential election.
And his key role in determining the next presidential election. William Ruto has declared war on Rigathi Gachagua because he has lost the mountain and he is very bitter.
The former deputy president framed the withdrawal as part of the broader political campaign against him, accusing President Ruto of turning hostile following their dramatic fallout and his growing influence in the Mount Kenya region. Gachagua stated that William Ruto had declared war on Rigathi Gachagua because he has lost the mountain and he is very bitter. He maintained that the move is a calculated effort to undermine his political standing. Gachagua insisted that the plan is designed to weaken his influence ahead of the future election. According to him, the strategy revolves around dividing the Mount Kenya bloc, claiming that it seeks to split the region into Mount Kenya East and Mount Kenya West to dilute its voting power.
And he has been on a very serious mission to divide the mountain. In Mount Kenya East and Mount Kenya West. Sometimes he's telling Kiambu to get out of the mountain. He would like to divide our vote so that it's inconsequential. I've been very aggressive in going around the mountain, telling our people that they cannot be divided.
The Democracy for Citizens Party boss stated that this push for unity in the region has made him a target, adding that restoring his security is vital given his status and the continued role in the national politics. Following Gashagua's security claims, the Democracy for Citizens Party chief urged youth supporters to accompany him for protection during public appearances. The comment drew immediate criticism from civil society groups who argued such rhetoric risked provoking political tension. Gashagua's call for young people to provide security at his rallies became a vocal point of controversy in the ongoing dispute between him and President Ruto. President William Ruto addressed a gathering in Samburu County during the launch of Nyota on January 13, where he took a swipe at his former deputy, dismissing calls for youth to protect him during public appearance as reckless and misguided. Ruto questioned why any leader would urge young people to arm themselves in his defense, warning that such remarks demean the youth by turning them into personal bodyguards instead of nation builders. The head of state remarked that he had heard someone recently telling young people that when he goes somewhere, they should pick up clubs and machete to come to protect him. Ruto asked whether the person was telling Kenyans to protect him if they were his watchmen. The president expressed disbelief that the leader would reduce young Kenyans to the level of personal security guards. Ruto went on to suggest that leaders should focus on building opportunities for the youth rather than mobilizing them for political theatrics. The president stated that someone was making young Kenyans become his watchmen while he himself is showing off. His remarks directed challenged the approach taken by Gachagua in seeking protection from protesters rather than relying on formal security arrangement. The president's comment in Samburu represented the latest exchange in the ongoing conflicts between Ruto and Gachagua since the former deputy president was hosted from the Kenya Kwanza government in November 2024. The two leaders have been bickering with each other following Gashagua's removal from office. The public disagreement have increasingly focused on insecurity arrangements, the political influence in the Mount Kenya region, and the appropriate approach role of youth in political mobilization. Ruto's criticism centered on the principles that young Kenyan should not be reduced to providing personal security for individuals, politicians who are just thumping. His remarks emphasize that the youth have more important roles to play in national development rather than serving as informal bodyguards for political figures. The president framed his argument around the dignity and the potential of youth, young people, in contrasting with these what he portrayed as Kashagua's exploitation of youth or young people for personal protection. The exchange highlighted the competing narratives about security and the political legitimacy. Gachagua presented himself as a leader denied proper state protection despite his seniority and the continued political influence. He characterized the withdrawal of his security details as political or politically motivated and designed to weaken his standing in the Mount Kenya region. His call for youth protection as positioned as it as a necessary response to what he described as a deliberate exposure to danger. On the other hand, President Ruto portrayed Kashago's approach as inappropriate and self-serving. The president suggested that calling on youth to provide security with weapons like machete was beneath the dignity of political leadership. His remarks in Samburu emphasized that such calls represent a misuse of young people's energy and potential redirected them away from the productive national roles toward personal political services.